I'm so sorry. Good grub. Cat cuddling club.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hi, welcome to Red State Update. This is Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, it's Dunlap. Welcome back to the podcast. It's always something crazy happening in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's not funny.
Most
usually.
of it ain't funny. No, I don't know of any too much of any of it's as funny at the moment now.
No, I hope you're not tuning in for a lot of jokes. I mean, I don't know how it's hard to joke about some of the stuff that's going on these days. Oh, Giuliani has coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's still kind of sad. I mean, not because of Giuliani, just all the people he's spread it to probably lately and the damage he's been doing to democracy.
The only place I ever see him wear a mask is actually in a courtroom. Of course, he ain't spending too many, days time in a courtroom these days. A lot of hotel rooms, things of that nature.
Alleyways.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, and he ain't wearing no mask, and pretty much nobody else in there is either, wherever he's at. But that's what you get when you show up to pretty much if you go any place to hear any of these people affiliated with the White House, this administration, no matter what kind of function it is, whether it's at the landscapers or in the stadium or at the airport, wherever it may be, just know there's probably a 65% chance you're going to come home with coronavirus.
Droplets that come out of Giuliani is staggering, just the amount of droplets.
I don't even. I mean, I know you need to say that medical wise, but it's making me sick. I don't want to be sick thinking about him being sick.
Every little crevice, anything that can spew or spurt or emit is sending droplets into the room. Just a trail of droplets as he walks down the hall, just droplets and coming down his pants leg, out every little seam. Just something wet or a cloud or a wet cloud. There's something around Giuliani that's infecting people. Even before coronavirus, I'm going to say there was still a wet cloud of disease droplets coming out of Giuliani, and now it's just going to get worse. I don't know how he hasn't gotten coronavirus already.
Seems like he should have had it a long time ago. Of course, we're still finding out you can get it more than once. Maybe they didn't tell anybody the first time. And because, how we found out, before we sat down and started talking on here, you get on Twitter, pretty much who announced it to the world is the President of the United States. I didn't know if y'all still aware of that. I guess he still is the president currently right now. Donald Trump. Yeah, believe it or not, that's still... My mouth don't feel right saying that to this day, but I guess they got on Twitter and said, yeah, Giuliani, get well soon or something along the lines of that. Now you sick.
Don't worry. It said Giuliani, the greatest mayor ever was.
Yeah.
And said, don't worry, been doing a good job fighting all the corruption, fraud, voter fraud.
Well, they really hadn't. If you think about it, he'd really not good at all. Really, even the courtroom all of it's been thrown out. I think 30-something out of 50-something, and they just ain't got to the rest of them yet. But yeah, he's really not doing a good job of that. I don't think.
Just a buffoon, really. Here's a Trump tweet. Rudy Giuliani, by far the greatest mayor in the history of NYC. and who has been working tirelessly exposing the most corrupt election by far in the history of the USA.
As well as exposing people to coronavirus on top of
coronavirus, and he's been working tirelessly exposing the most corrupt election. I don't know that he's he's made up a bunch of shit. Has tested positive for the China virus, so he gets in there, gets a little racist right there, kind of twists that in. Get better soon, Rudy. We will carry on. That's pretty much just him dumping him, right? Like you got sick. It's sort of like you're dating somebody and they get cancer or something, and you send them a card and some flowers, and inside the card it's like, I'm just so you know, I've been seeing Lisa from the gift shop. She recommended this bouquet. You're the best mayor in the history of NYC. Get well soon. We will carry on. Did he dump? Is this just him dumping Giuliani? Do you think Giuliani really has coronavirus?
Far be it from me to suggest anything to the president of the United States, especially this one. I mean, but if it were my job, say as a figure in legal terms or something, to let him know, I'd have to say that Giuliani ain't doing him no favors, sick or not. Sick, healthy. I don't know. Has that word ever been applied to Giuliani ever?
I'm looking at Giuliani, which I regret, but I was looking at him and just the way he looks like a corpse embalmed head on like a skeleton in a suit. It doesn't look natural. It looks like it's like a deep fake. If somebody for some reason wanted to make a deep fake of Giuliani, because I can't imagine why anybody would want to do that, because there's no, like, you can't, he's going to say something stupid in real life, so you can't just make him say something stupid. Like, just wait for him to do it without having to work on the computer. Or another reason people make deep fakes is for porn, which nobody wants that.
I don't even know what it is. I don't want to hear about that anymore. Why the hell? What?
So I'm looking at Giuliani, I'm like, he's corpse-like. And then I saw footage from him getting sworn in as mayor of New York. Remember when his little boys run around, should get I don't believe in corporal punishment except for Giuliani's kids. And he looked like a corpse then. He looked like a different kind of corpse.
Well,
he looks sort of like a gnome corpse, like a squished down little corpse. Back then, you shrink when you get older, Jackie. I remember you were like 3 feet taller when I was a kid.
Now
you're like Dudley Moore sized.
He ain't ever looked good. Point being, old, young, or
Dudley
whatever.
Moore?
No, not Dudley. I ain't talking about him. Talking about Giuliani.
Giuliani has been New York's corpse-like mayor for decades, and now he is. I've never seen anybody just ruin their place in the history books like Giuliani is. Don't come at. Look, I understand. We can go back and say Giuliani did the stop and frisk, all the terrible stuff that he did, throwing Times Square, throwing black people in jail. Yes, I'm just saying that America's mayor, remember that after 9/11? Sure, okay, all terrible, terrible things all through the whole thing. But I'm just saying there was a time you could say America's mayor out loud, like, I don't know, on Staten Island, people go, yeah, Rudy. And now if you say it, people be like, oh. Like Giuliani's coming. People used to come down, maybe get his autograph. Now you say Giuliani's coming, people are like, just don't give him my. They step back into an alley so he doesn't see him and start texting them. So he's a buffoon. We're wondering why Trump has not gotten rid of him prior to this, because he doesn't like people go on TV and act like an idiot, embarrassing, hard to look at. Except for himself.
Last week we said it. He said, why is he still working for Trump when his head was leaking? Now we know a coronavirus in that leak on top of everything else. And
just like a faucet.
Yeah.
This coronavirus is spewing out of his head like a faucet.
And when he talks, he's always spitting. Sometimes you can see it spitting, but even when you can't see it, if the TV don't pick it up just right, he's spitting the way he hollers and screams at people. Well, we're sorry for anybody that's been around him anyways, but now we're extra sorry because you may have coronavirus, so go get tested.
Unless you don't believe in it, and then I guess just keep living your life.
Yeah, do whatever you're going to do. Yeah,
like a hateful idiot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, best of luck to Rudy Giuliani. It is kind of a shame because he was doing a really great job making the president look like an asshole. So, now he does have plenty of other people who can do that.
Oh, yeah. He got there, yeah. Plenty.
But Giuliani was good at making the president look like a dumb asshole. Now, like Bill Barr, who was somebody, when he would show up, we were worried about him. At first, he wasn't around. Then he met with McConnell. We're like, oh, shit, now Bill Barr's going to do something. And then he didn't do nothing. And now he come out and said, well, it doesn't seem like there's a lot to any of this. Now everybody's mad at Bill Barr.
Well, yeah, they throw him. It's like everybody, if anybody gets in bed, I didn't mean it that way. Anybody dogs lay down together, whatever you want to call it, if they lay on the floor, in a bed, wherever. With this president, eventually, at any given moment, but for reasons you may not even ever foresee, just confusion, just what happened? I did what? He's going to throw you under the bus. He done it. Kemp ain't got nothing to do. Governor of Georgia, he's done. He's through. Ain't nothing he can do ever again for kissing up to the damn president. Or not kissing up to him, whatever you want to look at it, however you want to say it. He just associated with him. He done for. Bill Barr now, they're running up down Gene Peruno on Fox. Everybody cussing him. He's doing, why hell, where's he at? What's he doing? You know, first to come out and said, well, I'm going to look into this. Like you said, man, you got concern. Anybody that has any kind of, you know, concern for the Constitution in our country got a little worried about that. Like, well, what the hell is he going to do? What is he talking about? Of course, he was like the president before the damn election. Went up in front of Congress, said it I don't know how many times, like, well, when you mail in, there is fraud. There is fraud. No evidence to that. It turns out he didn't have evidence back in, and now he still don't have no evidence. So he said, well, I guess there's nothing to it. So cuss him up and down, I guess. I don't know. Where's he at? He ain't going to say it in public. Well, why would you? What's the point? Everybody hates you now. Don't come out. Just go hide somewhere. Just, you know. He going to wind up in court anyway. Somebody going to be wanting to talk to Bill Barr. Maybe he knows that. Maybe he's trying to soften the blow. Hell, I don't know.
If Bill Barr got into this, a lot of people say, well, he wants to show that the president of the United States has all this power. There's all this presidential power. What if this actually changed his mind and now he's like, I don't even know if there should be a president, honestly, after this. Like, maybe he's finally like, well, I had a theory, and it turns out it wasn't true and was very dangerous to America. I don't think that's what's happening. I think he's more like, this president's going to get me thrown in jail.
He himself, he did. He going to get himself thrown in jail. President didn't make him do any of that. President didn't make him throw the Mueller report in the garbage. The president didn't. No, Bill Barr. Every one of these situations, you step right into it. Step right. I guess didn't want to step into this last one. Here's the big one. You stepped every which way up to the line, got right up to the line, and here you go. Of course, now I sound like Judge Perino. He got all the way up there, and then he got to the point, and he said, you backed off. You whipped out.
There's something about the only people he can get to go up past the line are the dumbest people. So even though Bill Barr is a hideous person and has done plenty of terrible things, something about this scared him off, and we don't know what it was. But Giuliani's still out there just making shit up in front of the TV cameras every day, which sort of makes me wonder what Trump really wants. Is Trump really going to declare martial law? It kind of seems like he ain't going to do shit because Exhibit A, Giuliani's his lawyer, and he's on TV looking dumb every day. But I guess it doesn't matter. Like, that would matter if you really wanted to achieve something. Like, you would not want the dumbest leaking his lawyer. But if you just kind of want to keep stirring up trouble, you just got to find somebody to do it for you. And even that's getting harder and harder because he's, thrown so many people under the bus. So he's left with Giuliani. He doesn't even have Bill Barr now. So maybe he just wants to. Now, I'm not saying he won't accidentally wind up causing martial law, or he won't stumble into becoming dictator for life when he just winds up that way. When somehow somebody goes on Fox and says, "Oh yeah, he can be dictator for life," and then Trump hears that, I can be dictator for life, and then enough people around him go, "Oh, our job is just to make the dumb things he say become reality." The worst people, the dumbest people left. If they can all pull this off, that could totally happen. He could just accidentally do it again, like he become president.
I don't know what's going to happen. Everybody's now wanting us to calm down. Everybody kind of has. It's kind of like, well, all the courts, judges are saying no. It's a bunch of bull hockey. I mean, we're lucky as hell we got the Secretary of State to do in Georgia and out in Arizona, because otherwise, I mean, who knows what Kemp would have done. Now, part of the reason, I guess, they don't want to go to jail themselves, because, if you lie about something like that, is, if you get caught, you sure can. But, I mean, seems like people lie for this president over and over and over again, just as much as he does himself. He don't really need any help lying. He got that under control. But I guess you need Giuliani out there doing it and him doing it. But, yeah, if you're trying to stage a coup, I'd be more concerned with him huddling with Bill Barr than throwing Giuliani on another damn TV show or whatever. You put that to sham lawyer. But, of course, I don't know what's going to happen. What is that? Ain't one Republican stepped up yet? Maybe, 2 or 3? I don't know. I lost count. Most of them.
That headline? Just 25 of the 249 congressional Republicans acknowledge that Biden has won the election.
They're going on TV, say, well, we need to look into this, and this is how you're supposed to be done. Trust me, you got to look into every little thing. And now the last elections, it may seem like they did it the right way, but no, this is the right way to do it. To claim that what it was fraud and take everything, get it thrown out of court, then go in front of a landscape plate. This is how this process is supposed to play out, people. I don't know why I have to come on every Sunday morning talk show and calm everybody down. This is what you're supposed to do. And also, they stole a bunch of ballots out of a suitcase under a table. I mean, they're crazy as hell. Every damn one of them.
They got to go on TV and say, look, this democracy works like this, by destroying democracy. I don't see why I have to come on here and tell you. Did you not take civics in high school? Like, you have to destroy anybody's faith in the future of, because the damage is done. That doesn't, we're dependent on Georgia Republicans who have stolen elections in the past to keep this election from being stolen. That's tentative. That does not make me feel secure in the future of democracy in America. So even if Trump doesn't really plan on staying in office, he's just throwing a little poopy baby diaper fit, the damage is still done, whether he blunders into it or not. Because now it's just partisan. The winner of the election is a partisan thing. So everybody, if your person doesn't win the election next time, you're going to be, I guess he didn't win. I won. We won. They've spread all this around. It's like in high school, in gym, Ripsy. You remember Ripsy Taylor?
Ripsy Taylor.
He got me out in volleyball, dodgeball. Did you ever play dodge volleyball?
No.
It's mostly just like you'd play volleyball till you got tired of it, then just start slinging balls at each other. He got me out, and it was real embarrassing because there was all these girls in class. That's usually when I got embarrassed, when there was girls in class, which was every class. I mean, it wasn't like a boys' school. So he got me out, and I said, well, you know that Ripsy sucked a dog's dick. I saw him do it by the railroad tracks.
All right.
You know them railroad dogs? And see, you always combine it with just enough fact. Like, there are dogs down by the railroad tracks.
All right. I don't want to have it done that way. I don't want to.
And then later, Ripsy beat the shit out of me, and I had to stand up in front of the school I had to crash the talent show, and I had to go through this whole rigmarole. I had to sign up for the talent show. I'd tell them I'd learned to play harmonica. I'd go out, buy a harmonica, and then sign up. And the teacher said, "What are you doing? You don't have no talent." And I said, "No, I learned to play harmonica for this whole thing." Because Ripsy said, "I'll beat the shit out of you again if you don't." So this was like 2 or 3 weeks of planning. Got up there. I was supposed to play Fire by Bruce Springsteen on a harmonica. But what happened was I just stood up there and said, "Listen, everybody, remember when I told you that Ripsy sucked that dog's dick?"
All right.
On the railroad track. I was lying. I was embarrassed because he got me out in Dodge volleyball in front of all them girls in class. And everybody said, "Yeah, right." And they turned on him and made him feel even worse. And later, I saw him at the 10-year reunion. They wouldn't let me go, but I was hiding out in the bushes, yelling things at people as they left. And he was in the bushes drunk too. I said, "What are you doing out here drunk?" He said, "I don't even know if I sucked that dog's dick or not."
All right.
It's been
I know.
13 years of me living with this uncertainty. I don't know. And I said, "You know what? That's dangerous. It's dangerous because you get these stories out there, and it's got just enough facts to make it like, oh, well, sure, everybody cheats, like something like that, which may not even be true. You just use people's cynicism to advance your own desires. And I, at the time, desired to make everybody think you sucked a dog's dick."
All right. I don't want to hear it anymore.
And I said, "You know what, Ripsy, what I worry about is that a politician gets elected." And this was a long time ago. I mean, not that long because I'm young millennial Z-ish. I said, I just hope that nobody ever learns these secrets that you and I have discovered here in Murfreesboro High School and uses it to bring down democracy and to make some money off their hotels. And he had passed out by that time. And as far as I know, he moved to Florida somewhere.
All right. Shut up. I'm tired of hearing
and I hated to expose him like that, but I mean, you just can't go around doing that.
Shut your mouth. Enough. I bet anybody doing anything in you in high school, I don't want to hear none of it.
So let that be a lesson to everybody, folks. At post-Ripsy, post-Trump, who knows what's next? I see people saying, "What if Tom Cotton gets in there?" And like, Tom Cotton, I don't know. As far as I know, Tom Cotton ain't never been on no TV show. I'd be more worried about somebody on Duck Dynasty. But who knows what's going to happen in the next 4 years? It ain't going to be good. We barely got. We ain't made it out of 2020 yet. So let's not, count our chickens.
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, again, you got a faction saying, "Well, he's definitely going to be president." Joe Biden's out there acting like he's definitely going to be president, saying presidential things, which quite honestly, I do appreciate him saying presidential things because I forgot what any of that sounded like. So even from Joe Biden, that sounds good right now. But, they keep pushing it off. Well, we're going to look into it until after the state, the state's verified, concern, all this stuff. Well, they did that. Now we're going to wait till December 15 or whenever electors going to get together. So once we get past that, what's it going to be next? I don't know. They just keep pushing it, kicking the can down till they get to January 12th. And it could go either way. It could go either way as far as I can tell, the way the world works and this country works now. I have no idea. They could have Secret Security dragging his rear end out of there, or he could have the place surrounded by the military. I don't know. Wait and damn see, I guess.
It is nice to hear Biden say presidential things because you get kind of nostalgic. It's like turning on an 80s station or find a playlist on Spotify with Loverboy on it, and like, "Oh yeah, I ain't heard this song in forever. What's something weird?" And then you find out it's like re-recorded. like a version they did in 2009 to pay off a tax bill. That's kind of what listening to Biden is like. It's like almost makes you feel better, and then you find out it's Biden or something like that. So it doesn't bring you back to the first time you heard "Loving Every Minute of It."
Loving what?
Loving every minute of it. I bet Biden loves Loverboy. So Scott Atlas left. Why did he leave? I don't understand why anybody's doing anything. Scott Atlas left. Corey Lewandowski is on a damn advisory board for the Pentagon.
What the
Corey
hell?
Lewandowski shouldn't be advising nobody on nothing except maybe arm yanking. But why did Scott Atlas leave? Like, if they're just doing things to cause damage to the country right now, seems like you'd make Scott Atlas in charge of all medical things.
Yeah, keep him around. They say he resigned. It's hard to tell this administration whether they get fired or resign or whatever. Maybe, who knows what he did? I mean, to Trump, we know what he did. He got up and lied. He's crazy as hell, telling people one thing when they ought to be doing something else. We all know what he did, but who knows what he did one day on something that Trump was watching. He didn't like it no more. I don't know.
As soon as he's gone, the CDC says start wearing masks. Oh yeah, no, yeah, everybody should be wearing masks. Like even anti-maskers know that you should be wearing masks. They just don't want to admit it. Like everybody already knew that. That's when maybe the CDC is running a little behind. It's a lag. There's a small lag there. And Biden says he's going to tell everybody to wear masks for his first 100 days.
I hope that goes well. We remember what Trump said at the beginning of all this. I mean, it's crazy as hell. I don't even know what the point is to go through it again and again because it's all on him. It is. Now, sure, you got those freedom crazy people. You're always going to have them. I'm sure you would have had a few. I'm not going to wear a mask. But at the very beginning, we know what if he says the election was, fraudulent. Well, by God, it's fraudulent. If he had said at the beginning, hey, everybody, put on a mask till we figure this out, all them Trump people would have done it. The first time he said anything about coronavirus at all, first time, far back you remember, first time come out of his mouth, the first things he was saying is, thank goodness China's taking care of this. He did nothing but kiss that man's rear end, saying what a great job he was doing with coronavirus. They got it settled. My best to you, whatever we can do. I appreciate you taking care of this. We're doing a great job. Then the second time I ever remember him saying anything about coronavirus is at one of his damn rallies where he said, now the Democrats are saying coronavirus. Don't believe it. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. Then when they first come out, the CDC finally, after too damn long, finally come out and say you should wear a mask. He goes on right after. Remember his little coronavirus show? Remember those? They come on. He literally made it worse every day. People paid attention to what come out of the man's mouth. He said, well, they say you should wear a mask. I don't know about that. I ain't going to wear a mask. I mean, he literally said that. All he had to do was say, put on a damn mask, stay inside for a little while, and it could have got the numbers down. It could have. It's madness. I don't understand a word of it. People dying every damn day. It's terrible here in Tennessee. It's terrible pretty much everywhere. It's getting worse everywhere. Went down to Georgia. What was that, yesterday? Having a big rally. Ain't nobody there wearing a damn mask.
Yeah, as bad as Thanksgiving was, as bad as Christmas will be, people getting together, people not wearing masks. He's got to go to Georgia and have a big rally. They give him these rallies just so he can... because they're tired of him being in the house. Why don't you go out and do a rally? It's like your mom or you say your daddy, can't you go out and chop some wood or something? Can you go to the store and get me some milk? She didn't need no milk. She wanted that sour son of a bitch out of the house for a minute.
Hey.
Same thing. Go down to Georgia and infect some people. He loves infecting people. Makes him feel good. I think even if when the vaccines get out there, Trump's going to have to find some new disease that he can go around and spread to people. And the vaccines for Biden, God, can you imagine Biden trying to? People going to be so mad about these vaccines, having to take it, having them take it twice. Who's getting it first? Republicans will be jumping on. They should have had these vaccines. Biden killing all these people, telling them not to wear a mask. Everything that happens after January 22nd, 23rd, is all Biden's fault.
Yep.
Oh, the economy is all Biden's fault.
Can't get it there. People out in the streets hungry. Food line, waiting in food lines is shameful what's happening to this country. Look at what Biden has done.
Biden
Get ready for that.
refused to give people any relief. This relief bill, though, they should have had that out. People are going to be in food. They already are. The jobs look like shit. People going hungry. People going to get kicked out of their house. It's already happening, but it's going to happen worse and worse under Biden because they ain't getting no relief bill. They ain't passed nothing since the days of Trump being on TV telling people to drink hydroxychloroquine.
That $1,200 all you getting. Meanwhile, up in Canada, they've been getting $2,000 a month since then.
They can't pass this bill because McConnell doesn't want you to be able to sue Tyson Chicken.
Yeah, Tyson Chicken up there taking bets. Well, I tell you what, I'd kill a lot more than you. How many of you people going to die? Literally got caught doing it, and these are the people McConnell wants to protect.
Trump was in Georgia last night. He had playing the Newsmax OAN on the dam. That's basically what those are. They just provide videos for Trump to play at rallies, and they also have a network. And he had the Republicans running for Senate there, but people chanted over them when they were talking. Like, what were they saying? Protect Trump, fight for Trump,
fight for him.
Trump.
Yeah, fight for Trump.
Nobody gives a shit about Perdue or Loeffler. People care about Trump. Republicans care about Trump. So nobody really gives a shit about them two assholes, which I don't know. I mean, they'll probably come out and vote for him anyway, but Republicans, I guess this is scary because if Republicans are looking and saying that the only people that their base gets excited about have the last name of Trump and are huge racist assholes, they're going to go all in on this.
Oh, they've been doing it for 4 damn years. They've been all in for longer than that when he's damn running.
But they've been being assholes in support of the big asshole. Now they're going to try to be the big assholes themselves.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they're going to pull that off. But Trump got this special, sickening, or whatever you call it, the color around you, just gross. But nobody else quite has something as gross as he does.
Asshole aura.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, hippie words or something. He got something. Yeah, he ain't oozing like literally like Giuliani is, but you just look at him and you get this feeling of just, I don't know anybody else that can pull that off. Because what I think would repel me and what should repel any, hardworking, decent American, I'm getting the hell away from this lying, racist piece of you-know-what. It attracts him. It works the opposite way. I don't understand. Never will understand it. I guess they watched him on Fox News for years. He was the morning show. He was on every morning show on the phone. Didn't then have to show up. They talked to him for 15, 20 minutes. He'd run down, Obama saying he wasn't born in the country, whatever it is, on and on.
Yeah.
And I guess
Jackie the Joke Man on Fox News.
Yeah.
Every morning he'd call in. And you're right, he was a conspiracy theorist right from the beginning. He was a racist asshole right from the beginning. That asshole aura was on there right from the beginning. We're not saying other people ain't assholes. We're just saying, we're not saying, other people can't play tennis. Just like, the Williams sisters are the best tennis players. Like Trump is the biggest asshole.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other assholes.
Oh, there's lots of them. They can't compete. That ain't nobody really in his category. I mean, he's just so far ahead of it. All I could figure is he just, said the racist things out loud. People hadn't heard it in so long. And here's a man saying, well, you know what? I listen to that. Somebody speaking the truth to my ears. I don't, you Fox News gives you subtle racism all day and all night. That it ain't like they letting you down. But here come this call-in guy, just let it all hang out, just straight up. Just here it is. I'm gonna tell you, who's not worthy of being a human being and who is, and putting up a wall and on and on. And they just fell in love with that. Nothing compete with that. Now, there are plenty of other Republicans who were racist. Look, what happened to King? Remember him? He was the most racist one, Kansas.
Yeah.
Illinois, wherever the hell he's from. I can't remember. He gone now. He got too racist. He didn't even get close to being as racist as president, and he's gone, lost his job, got beat. No. The only person that's, privileged to be racist as they could possibly be, can't nobody compete with this man Trump. They just can't. You think he's racist? Not even close.
So him and his friends, he got a lot of friends out there calling for martial law. The O'Grady, who's he? O'Grady got him. What's he want him to be? What did he appoint him to be? The damn senior Pentagon official.
Yeah.
Scott O'Grady talking about martial law. Flynn gets pardoned and starts talking about martial law. Corey Lewandowski gets appointed to the Defense Business Board. Trump lawyer says Krebs, election security chief, who said everything, there was no major fraud, should be taken out and shot. The Republicans in Georgia, what's his name, saying somebody's going to get killed.
Pleading with people. This has gone too far. It's gone
too far. The Republican in Georgia, I just named, 3-4 major Republican Trump associates actually asking for people to get killed, and then one dude in Georgia who's getting threatened.
He's one getting more threats than anybody now, yeah.
Say, can we turn the temperature down on this?
And meanwhile, all the Republicans in the Senate going on TV, like I said before, say, this is how this is supposed to play out. We have to wait. He can fire. How many times has the president fired the head of cybersecurity when they said there weren't anything illegal about the election? They do it every time.
1776 goes all the way back.
Yeah.
To the founding of the country.
The president always has to fire the head of cybersecurity for lying, for saying what he don't want to hear. This is how this plays out.
George Washington.
Yeah. Let it play out. This is what we do. We are Americans.
Well, on the good side, in one story of people getting together, all the old war criminals, former presidents, have all offered to take the coronavirus vaccine on TV. Obama, who, man, on Twitter this week, everybody hates Obama. I tell you what, back when we hated Obama, everybody thought we were assholes.
Yeah.
We got to work on our timing. We could be making $10,000 a month on Patreon if two pudgy-faced white guys hating Obama every month. Our timing is really not great. Listen, so Obama, George W. Bush, people mad. Liberals love George W. Bush now. I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to suffer in comparison on the asshole scale. I ain't saying it's not fair. I know a lot of bad stuff happened under Bush. I'm not defending anybody. All I am doing is naming former presidents who have agreed to take a coronavirus vaccine on TV, including Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama. What about Carter? Why don't he want to do it?
he don't want to be bothered none of that stuff. He's had enough. He ready to go. I think he ready to go on.
He's wanting to get coronavirus.
No, well, maybe that could be the case if that's how he wants to go out. But I mean, brain cancer, you name it. He broke his hip. I don't know how many times he just enough. All right. Nothing against Jimmy Carter. I don't mean to say that, he's just probably tired. I'd be wore out too if I went through all that. I said, all right, enough. Especially if I had to live in this world, what's happening every day here. It's time to go. How old am I? Yeah, this is
If I have to hammer another board and put a shingle on a roof, they just take that nail gun and just put it up to my temple.
You wore out, people.
Plus, once you get that old, what do you have to say? I don't think he doesn't get along with Obama, does he? Or Clinton, does he? I don't think he gets along with none of them.
He don't get along with any of them, no.
And it's awkward, when you have to go to a party and, it's like different kinds of people all getting together. It's like Bush and Clinton and Obama. I don't know. I'm going to have to talk about hating Muslims, or do I talk about you don't know, talk about sexual assault. You don't know what you're supposed to say. You know what you mean when you're in a crowd of different, it's tense. You don't want to add to the tension. He's old. He shouldn't have to do that.
Not too many good options there for conversation when hanging out with them three, I don't think, is it?
What you been droning anybody? Now I sound like just one of them people on Twitter. I'm just pandering at this point. Is there somebody going to think, yeah, that's what I like, some Obama drone talk. I'm going to give him $5 on Patreon right now.
Everybody, glad you're still on here listening. If you still are, we appreciate you. You and your ears and, whatever you use to listen to it on.
We are so thankful. I know Thanksgiving's over, and it was terrible. Either people stuck at home eating, canned taters, or people out rubbing up against each other, not giving a shit. Just waiting to see. Let's just see what happens. Let's just keep track of where you've been, how many people get sick. See how Granny does. Not a good Thanksgiving this year, but we are still thankful. It doesn't mean I can't be thankful for you, our listeners.
Yes. If you had to, used to go around the table years ago, and everybody'd say what they was thankful for. This year, that's what I say. Well, I guess I'm thankful somebody listening to what an old man got to say, on here or anywhere else for that matter. And I ain't dead yet. I ain't sick yet. I hope all y'all's healthy. Hope coronavirus ain't crept up and got close to you yet. And if it has, Lord help you. We feel for you. We feel for all our Americans that are going through it. It's hard to feel it for some of you Americans. It's you make it real difficult because I want to feel, I don't want nobody to get sick. I want nobody, but some of y'all make it just hard as hell for me to say, I hope you get, when you go in the Dollar General store, when you go to Kroger and you just don't wear, the hell with this, I don't give a damn. It's hard. You're making it hard for people to give a damn. I'm just going to say it that way. Yeah.
It is a case where you don't give a damn, but we're supposed to give a damn, but you ain't giving a damn. And you're not daring us to give a damn. But it's been 9 months. I mean, how many damns can we give about people who don't give a damn?
Yeah.
But we have to keep giving damns.
And it's going to get worse because the people that didn't get sick on Thanksgiving are going to make damn sure they get sick on Christmas. So, look, it's a rough holiday year. It's going to get rougher. Y'all stay safe. Come on now. Just do what you're supposed to do. Pay attention. Listen to somebody I ain't saying listen to us. Listen to Dr. Fauci. Listen to people that know what the hell they're talking about. That's who I'm listening to. skip this and listen to them. Just, wash your hands, wear a damn mask, stay away from people. Just, that if we're lucky, we all get a hold of this. Vaccines are coming, and maybe by next year, we can all get together. Should plan for it anyway. Give you something to look forward to. Hell,
I'll see you then.
Yep.
What you want me to bring? Sweet potatoes?
We'll worry about it. We got a whole year to wait. We'll see. Just you plan to yourself,
okay.
And then then
okay.
We'll talk about it later on about that.
Well, let me ask you this: do you like marshmallows?
Yeah, everybody likes marshmallows. Yeah, what do you mean? I like it.
Okay, well, I'm just asking. Let me ask you this: what kind of rolls you like?
It's hard to mess up a roll. I'm gonna say right now, what kind of roll do you not like? Is the question to ask.
Okay. I ain't playing it. I ain't getting too far ahead of myself, but I want to ask you one more thing. How you feel about, you like onions on top of the green bean casserole? Or you ever take some Ritz crackers and kind of smush them up?
Well, what's your onions that are already crusty or whatever it is?
Yeah, like that. That's what I mean. Them crusty onions.
Well, you get the best of both worlds that way. Not first I thought you just like, which I do like regular onions on just about everything.
I ain't just gonna cut up a bunch of raw fucking onions and put them on a green bean casserole.
I didn't, but I'd eat it if you did. Is the point I'm trying to say. But
well, that's nice that you would have eat. Okay, if I bring over a green bean, I know we're not planning yet, but if I bring over a green bean casserole and it's just got thick slices of raw white onion on top of it, you're just going to dig in?
Is it cooked on there? Is it hot? Is it just raw thrown on top?
Just raw thrown on top, but I can cook it. You want some like...
I like make a juicy onion, make it live. That's fine. I don't mind that. But the crusty thing, even though I know you just drop in on that, but then you get the onion taste and the crunchy.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I know. You just leave it at that. That's all. You don't need cracker. You don't need regular onion, crunchy kind, whatever it is. That's it. Everybody's happy.
You can take a sleeve of Ritz crackers and smush them up with a spoon. And
you don't need to do that. If you
melt some butter.
The point I'm making,
toss the cracker in the butter.
You don't need the cracker if you already got the crusty. Too much crusty.
Let me ask you this: you like cranberry sauce from a can, or you like homemade?
I like either way. I mean, I'm used to getting out of can. It's fine with me. It tastes fine with the can. Don't go through all the work. I appreciate it. Thank you, but you ain't got to. Like, I made this from scratch. Well, that's good for you, but you could have, you wasted 4 damn hours of your life or however long it took. You could have just got a can. I'd been just as happy.
All right. Well, it's a date. I'll see you next Thanksgiving.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll see.
Are you backing out on me now?
We don't know what's going to happen. That may not be America anymore. We may be under martial law 2 hours after talking on here. How am I supposed to make any damn plans? Plan on making plans. I'm going to hope for the best. I mean, what did they say? They're supposed to get this vaccine out to all of us. How many was going to have 3 million? Now that's gone down to 300,000. That's gone down. I mean, who the hell knows what? I don't know.
I've already got an inside track on it. And I know people there's plenty of people, essential workers, people who've been working day in, day out to take care of people, vulnerable populations. People need this as quickly as possible, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure they get it as right after me. I do have an inside track, so I should have my vaccine probably as soon as they start coming out. So I should be
inside track. Good. What do you mean inside track? You ain't got no inside track. What are you talking about?
I know Toby works at the drugstore.
He ain't gonna be able to help you none. What do you mean?
He said
what did he tell you? He don't know the first thing about it.
He said they gonna get him, and I got an inside track if we give him $50.
He don't know
I done
the
give him
first thing.
10.
He ain't even a full pharmacist. He's a pharmacist assistant. He don't know the first thing about it.
He runs a cash register. He's not really supposed to be back there where the drugs are.
I know. He just rings you up. The other one put it in the thing and put it in the computer and all that and give it to you.
But Toby said he can get me on the list.
He ain't. Don't listen to Toby. Listen to Dr. Fauci and somebody, Dr. Gupta. Listen to them before you listen to Toby. Hell, have a doctor before their name. Well, they don't work for Atlas. He gone now. What's he going to do, you think, now he's retired? Is he resigned? Is he going to retire? Is he going to have, like, a show like Dr. Oz or something? Or what? I mean,
I guess he'll have a Dr. Oz show on OAN where it's just talking about dumb bullshit. Just kind of like telling you the wrong thing to do in every case.
Well,
a lot of people sick.
Is it the vaccine that kind of pushed him out, and he ain't really got much to do after they come up with a vaccine? Like, what is he supposed to say at this point? It's like, oh, yeah, take a vaccine or don't take it or whatever. I mean, yeah, there wasn't much left for him to do. I mean, I'm sure because of him, several people died, I'm sure. So, I mean, at what point?
No, I'm sure there's plenty of ways for him to kill other people. He could have stayed in there, messed up how people get the vaccine, messed up production. We don't know how they're going to produce all this, how they're going to get it out to people. There's lots of ways for him to ruin processes.
Well, I'd tell you,
make people's lives harder and worse.
If he puts that on the resume, I guess that's on wherever that is you're saying. That'd be a place for him to work. I don't know. He'd probably do all right either way, whatever hell he is. I ain't going to miss him.
Hey, you just go down to Walgreens and get a job at Toby. People be like, yeah, I'm going to Walgreens. That's where Dr. Atlas works. You don't even got to wear a mask in there. He won't let you.
Yeah.
Hey, you should just go around and do like appearing this weekend at Walmart Pharmacy in Plevna. Damn old Dr. Atlas. Just show up like he's Spider-Man or something. Wave, shake his finger. Like the San Diego Chicken, just like, don't wear a mask, just pre-recorded.
I just figure all of them. Remember Roger Stone, come Tennessee, the little church. You know, he went and talked.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you want at your church, Roger Stone. I just assume all of them are going to be doing that until they figure out you ain't making much money going to little churches, or not near as much as you could be making. They'll do that for a little while. Sarah Huck will be all, they'll be able to go to churches and say a word or two, but when they, they'll find out ain't a whole lot of paycheck going to little churches. Now, big churches, maybe, those big old mega churches, maybe a little more money in that, but the people running those, they hold on to that money. You're going to have to haggle them. You're going to have to make some sort of deal or whatever. But I just assume that's what they're all going to do. They'll try to write a book. Nobody going to buy it. Then they'll go talk it. Church.
That's what you do when nobody will buy your book.
Yeah.
You got a captive audience. I used to think it'd be fun to be a preacher. People have to sit there and listen to you talk. Kind of like what we're doing now.
Well, they can turn this off. Yeah, turn it off. Yeah. Church will make you, mama make you go sit there, It's that new Supreme Court Judge Barrett, Conor Barrett. She told New York, if your mama said you got to go to church, by God, you go to church. That's right. Don't matter. I don't care how sick you get, whatever. If you want to go to church, you go.
America's mama make you go church, Justice Amy Coney Barrett. Speaking of money that people don't deserve, we want to thank everybody going over to our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Red State Update, I reckon. And folks, people over there have been so nice to us. And if you're over there too, we appreciate it. And to show our appreciation, we give you a podcast every week, 20 extra minutes.
Yeah.
With Jackie and Dunlap. That's yours if you give $5 or more. People do it.
As soon as we wrap up here, we're about to do sponsors right now. As soon as we get that taken care of, we're going to start right all over and do that extra 20 minutes of Jackie and Dunlap, and that's just for you padding people, and we can't thank you enough. If it weren't for you, I don't know if we'd still even be doing this anymore, would we?
Well, there's all these people on here who listen to us for free, and I don't mind that at all.
I'm just saying, would we still,
that.
I'm not saying we do it just because somebody give a little here and there. I'm saying, what motivation is there to do it besides the scream about the president?
Creative fulfillment.
Wow.
Folks, and thank you for listening. Thanks to everybody. We just had our 8th anniversary on here, and good fucking Lord.
Hey, watch your mouth. Don't say those words together. You know better than
Good Lord.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Fucking.
Hey.
I thought that maybe good Lord, period.
No. You got to separate. I know you're going to say words I don't want to hear. I'm used to that. That's been going on for years now. But I just, long as you keep them separate, apart, far apart. Those 2 words you just said, I ain't going to repeat them. You keep those at least an hour and a half apart. Don't say them back to back. It's just more blasphemous.
I didn't mean to get that blasphemous on here. Sometimes it gets so blasphemous, I almost bother myself. I remember when my daddy, I'd be riding with him, and if he was church daddy, he would turn down he'd be playing a song and somebody said like "goddamn," like he'd be playing Rolling Stones tape or something. He'd say turn it down when they said "goddamn." But then when he was drunk daddy, he'd turn it up. So that's how you could tell a difference. And also, when he was drunk, Daddy really shouldn't be in a car with him. Dangerous.
Well, he's trying his best. He's trying his best. Yes, your daddy for you. You know, even when he was drinking, he was at least thinking on trying to do better later on.
What are you doing in the middle of this field, Daddy? Just resting. Middle of a field ain't a bad place to rest. I ain't coming down on his resting choices. It's just you got to drive over a lot of, damn furrows to get to wherever he decided to stop. And then you got to get pulled out of there because it's muddy.
So let's just
arrested.
Let's not reminisce on too much of that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to walk down memory lane. Sometimes you just get to thinking. Thanksgiving, it's a holiday. People get sentimental. Thanks, everybody. Just want to thank everybody for continuing to listen to us, for ratings and reviewing us.
Yeah.
And
appreciate
spreading the word. And we're glad that we still have the Red State Update family on here. All these years later, when our opinions have turned meaningless, we've been on here so long. It's like a damn Smothers Brothers or something.
What is
Except
it?
not funny.
I didn't think they was that funny. They was okay. They didn't like,
One of us needs to learn to play a guitar.
We neither of us can play an instrument. I can sing a little bit. That's about all we managed to do here. But this is what we do. Local sponsors. Here's local sponsors here in Murfreesboro. That also helps us keep going. On today's 20 extra, we was going to talk about what Wonder Woman going on TV.
Oh, yeah, we can start off there, but I know it'll just wind up us talking about damn old, I don't know, Columbo again.
But you said that all the movies now are on the TV, and that's what we were going to take a close inspection, look into, see what's happening to the movie industry and all that. That'll all be on 20 extra minutes after this. All right, but right now we're going to do a sponsor. I think you may have heard this a couple of times before already on here, probably, but let's play it one more time. Here we go.
Pet and pet and pet and pet, rub and rub and rub. Kathy, I'm so sorry. Good grub. Cat Cuddling Club.
Yep, there you go. That's Cat Cuddling Club. If y'all been listening for a while, you know I'm in a situation where I gotta.
Wait, what was that part at the end there?
Well, I had to change it. The friskiest thing, we got to cease and desist. Well, I went straight to town over that. I said, but I wasn't going to wait for him to hear it and then get in trouble. So I went straight to him and said I had nothing to do with it. They said they're going to write a little thing about, cats being cute. They happened to use something that was already cat food that wasn't the one he's supposed to be. I get confused. There's too many cat foods, first and foremost. Let me just say that right now. I love a cat. I love cats, but there's too many. You don't need that many different cat foods. At most 3. You can't like one of the 3, but there's 20 something. I can't keep up with them. But I know I ain't supposed to talk about none of them but one. And Little Friskies was not it. That was a mistake. That was Miss Gwen Desilets. She was a singer on it. But I think a Decky Alamo, he played on guitar and put the words to it. So it was him. He didn't know no better. So I went to Todd straight up. I ain't going to fool around and wait for him to catch me. I said, I messed up. And I'll take the blame for it. I'm out $700 again. I could have ended up spending a lot more if I'd have gone to a lawyer. I'd just go ahead and give in. All right, $700.
$700 seems like a lot. I know that you should pay artists for their art, but it just seems like $700 to put that jingle together is pricey for an old man like you to pay.
I didn't know nothing about it. I ain't never paid nothing to put a bunch of music together. It was recorded at Chart Productions, a little studio thing off a square, little thing, Billy Jr. Chart runs it. They you have Decky, he writes it, she sings it, $700. Thought I was free and clear. Get through this, I didn't want to go back to court. I don't want to deal no more lawyer. 700 seemed to be fine. But then we had this little mix-up, and I was upset. So I went straight to him and said, look, I ain't got a whole lot of money. I can't go into fixing all this stuff. I went straight to Todd, and bless his heart, he sort of understood, I have to say. Sometimes we get so wound up and get mad, you think I've done something wrong, I'm going to catch you hell for it. Now, I did catch a little bit, but Todd... he's just working for somebody else, You think you want to put all your anger toward him, but he's working for higher ups. He's stuck in a position where you think somebody's being snooty, snotted to you, and looking down at you. You don't know what that person's been through that day, or who they talked to right before they talked to you. It just lets you know. We just don't know. Don't judge people so fast. Don't run out and say, well, he's this and he's that. He may have been in a bad mood because of this, because of who knows what. And I think Todd, he's, going through what I hope is a growing period for him. At least that's what he says, and I wish him the best. And again, I apologize profusely. Didn't mean to put whiskey lickings in there. He said, well, I understand that, but we got to put something else back in there. And I said, Lord knows, I used to write a poem every now and then, but I'm just at a loss right now. There's too much going on. I can't sit down and just write a cat jingle. I ain't up for it right now. And he said, well, I think I can figure this out. Let me help out. And he changed it a little bit, changed it around. And if Todd's happy with it, then I'm happy with it. And Todd understood that $700 is a lot of money for a man of my age, especially with now what's going on in the country and everything. So he paid for $120 of that. The no recording of Gwen taking, said you had to take whiskey lickings out of it, had to put something else in, and Todd made a suggestion, and good for him. He's the man in charge.
Who is he apologizing to?
Huh?
That was his suggestion to say he was sorry to somebody? What's happening? Why is his personal business coming in here? Why are you paying $1,300 for it?
I could have waited around, not said a word. Todd could have heard that whiskey lick his part. He could have got on the phone with his lawyer before he even talked to me. Could have cussed me up and down. Could have said this, but no. I went to him and I said, I'm going to be straightforward with you. And he said, Jackie, well, I'm going to be straightforward with you, too. And like I said, he's just going through some things. And
pet and pet and pet and pet, rub and rub and rub. Kathy, I'm so sorry. Good grub, cat cuddling club.
Bless his heart, I hope the best for him and Kathy. I hope things work out between them. Kathy, she's married to Todd. They're separated right now, and it's hard on him, and it's hard, personal reasons. I don't want to get into it too much, but I think he wouldn't mind me telling you since he put it in the damn cat song. But Kathy,
Why has this got to do with the cat cuddling club? I thought Todd was your enemy. How come you're paying all this money so that Todd can get back together with his wife?
It could have been
Todd now.
I don't love nobody. I've tried to help somebody out. He's trying to help me out. It could have cost me another $700. He could have told me, don't say a word. You talk to my lawyer. I'll see you in court. He had every option to do all that. And I'll be honest with what he's going through. That's what I would have expected. But no. He got, how can we take two bad situations and solve it together? Me and you, Jackie, let's try to figure this out. You got to get that cat jangle out. And by God, he wants Kathy back in his life. He does feel terrible. Kathy, if you're listening, he feels awful. I don't know all the details. I don't want to know. It's none of my business. But as far as I can tell, Todd's a good man. And like I said, we put our heads together. We're both in a dilemma. I have to, come up with and provide a commercial of a sponsor, a cat song. And I did it wrong. And I'll be the first to admit it. I didn't tell him how to do it right. And I didn't write it. He Dickie put one to put the, Whisker Lickens in it. I didn't have nothing to do. But anyhow, I should have known to tell him not to do that. And sure enough, I had him redo it. And again, I could have been just a whole $700 out of my pocket again, but no, sir. Todd, he pitched in. He gave $120, took chunk off of that he didn't have to. He still didn't have to do it.
Was this causing any problems with the rest of the cat cuddling club? I mean, you and Todd, thick as thieves.
I've been so busy talking to Todd. He just needs somebody to talk to right now. We didn't have it's on the computer, but we didn't have Todd said it was okay if we called this week off if he and I just talked about things and give the rest of everybody a break, so.
How come you so big on helping Todd with his problems? I come to you with problems all the time and you don't talk to me the way you're talking Todd, taking all this time for Todd, $600 so somebody can tell Kathy, who knows what the fuck Todd did to Kathy.
Watch him out. Todd got real problems. You have problems all the time. Sure, I agree that you got a lot of problems, but it's just, I need $15.
I do.
I lost my key. My grandma.
That's true.
Didn't leave the one out, and I can't get in. Things like that. Todd's having adult problems, like real problems. You still having, children problems as far as I'm concerned. Todd's had, that's a wife. They had two lovely children that he can't, right now staying with Kathy. He misses them too, but that part of the song that barely fits in there. He couldn't add, Tanya or Greg to it. So it's just Kathy. And it's not the children's fault. You don't bring them into it. That's, we talked about that. You just talk to Kathy. The children shouldn't be in the middle of these adult situations. And with your children problems, I don't know why I would, you need any help from me. You sort that out yourself. But Todd, he's an adult, and adults still make mistakes. And we're going to try to work this out.
Todd's so lonely. Why didn't he get a cat?
He may have a cat. I don't know if he does or not.
So that's Todd's bullshit fucking problems. That's
hey, watch your mouth. Don't just because you're looking down on people. You think, oh, he's Mr. So-and-so. He's big cat food fella. He knows how to, all this stuff. He knows better. Look, he's a human being. Just like you. And like I said, you wouldn't know how to deal with a real human adult problem if you saw one. You wouldn't know first thing about it. So you got no right to judge.
That is not true. I was taking a shower. And the shower curtain, because I was still a little drunk, but I had to get up to get to the store for more beer. So I was taking a shower to try to wake myself up, and I stumbled a little bit, and I pulled down the shower curtain from all the shower rings, and I managed to put that shower curtain back up with an ice pick and some dental floss, and it took me 7 hours. But I did it before Granny got home, and she saw it. But she saw it eventually later anyway because it was all fucked up.
All right. Watch your mouth.
That's a problem I had. I took care of myself. I didn't need $1,300 from you. I didn't need Decky Alamo playing on it. I didn't need Gwen Daisylay singing on it. I didn't need Billy Jr. Churt or Billy Churt with his daddy with the change in his pocket. I didn't need Todd Killian. I didn't need the Cat Cuddling Club. I didn't need any of you. Okay. I don't need you. I don't need any of it. I don't need it. I do need $15 though. That's just
you work it out. You did that. You took care of the other on your own. You do that too.
You could I just pull up and you can just slip it through that window in the bunker the raccoons use. Just fold it up and throw it through that hole.
All right. I ain't gonna do none of it. Just
I'll get you back.
A sponsor or not? Have you got a sponsor or not? I did what I was supposed to do and wish Todd the best, and I hope that works out. What do you got to talk about? What do you got? Let me hear it.
Jackie, I have a sponsor this week that I think you're really going to like. It's in the news. You probably heard about it. You know the long-lasting Revival Holiness Church.
Which one is that?
That's the one that they were in the news because they weren't going to let nobody tell them that they couldn't worship in person the way they wanted to, despite coronavirus. So they were having co-revival.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Co-revival.
Well, all the churches were still, I didn't know which, all of them said, to hell, coronavirus, we're still going to praise God, which,
Well, they were the ones, so they were having their co-revival. They had a big banner out front, co-revival.
I remember that. They coined that phrase, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, they coined that phrase and said, underneath, said, if Jesus had wanted us sick, we'd done be dead.
Well,
and that was their saying. They had co-revival, and yeah, a lot of people did get sick. It's true. So Jesus did want some of them sick, but you can never tell which ones. But while they were having co-revival, you probably saw this in the news. That sinkhole opened up underneath the church.
Yeah.
Took a couple pews down. They still haven't found those people. That was all over the news. So that's the long-lasting Revival Holiness Church. Well, like the hashtags say, faith over fear.
Yeah.
Do not let the government tell you what is best for you or your family. You know who decides that? You and the Lord together. And so, co-revival is over at Long-Lasting Revival Holiness Church. Now they're having whole-vival.
Well, they still got coronavirus. I'm sorry about the whole, but they're still terrible. They could have corona and whole revival, whatever, do both of them, because coronavirus ain't gone nowhere. It's getting more and more every day here.
Well, every time they go in a church, the sinkhole opens up a little more, part of the floor falls in, and it's still like they've lost, I don't know how many people. The thing is, whole revival is so popular, they're getting more and more people in every day. So it's replacing the people that are falling in the sinkhole to possibly their death. We don't know yet. Maybe they're down there praising and singing. We don't know. But they're going to preach whole revival to her all beneath the earth, they say. The whole revival is continuing, long-lasting Revival Holiness Church. Now people are coming. They ain't even waiting for the floor to collapse. They just jumping on down in there.
Well, that's something to look at. You go see, did you see such a sinkhole? People, that's something to look. You just say coronavirus, corona revival. Everybody's like, yeah, corona. I don't know what it looks like.
Yep.
A hole you can look at, see right there. Yep. Well, the Lord definitely did that. Or, you can say that it did. I ain't going to get involved one way or another on that. But that's something you can see with your own eyes. That makes sense. If you fall, go down there. It's right there before you. So that's curiosity right there. People gonna come just to look.
Some of it is curiosity. Yeah. Some of it's looky-loos. They're just like seeing sinkholes.
Sure.
Everybody likes to go see a sinkhole.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them may not have much faith, but that floor may still fall out from under you, and you may, plunge to a possible death or a revival of the spirit. Some people say, well, maybe, okay, it's God. It's undeniable that there's a sinkhole, so God has put this sinkhole there. Maybe it's God telling everybody to stay home. No.
Well.
Why do you think let's hear your argument there.
I don't have an argument. Look, I don't speak for the Lord. Lord, I go by the old word that it had. in the Bible. That's all we got left. So that's what I know I can go by. If you want to make an argument, you could say, and I'm not saying this, I'm just saying, Lord may say there ain't enough people down in this hole. I want more. You know, it could be, you know, that sort of situation, which I ain't saying it is.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how somebody could twist it that way, and that's what the situation is. More people get down in there. But like you said, the Lord could just be saying you need a new church.
Well, I think you got to look at it like this. If God, I don't think, is the person who lives down in a hole. That's the devil.
I didn't say that. He may want, maybe it's symbolism from the Lord. Look, this is what happens when you sin. You go straight down in the hole to hell. So come here and look at it and decide you don't want to be down there. Change your ways. You know, that may be what the Lord's saying. The Lord works mysterious ways. We don't know.
I think he's another way to look at it is that the devil's trying to scare you. And I think a lot of the people at the church are saying, well, we're not going to be scared by the devil opening up these holes. We're going to march down to hell and we're going to fall sightlessly, shrieking, tumbling down to hell and take the fight to the devil.
Well,
is another way. There is definitely people don't all understand exactly what's happening or why so many people keep falling through the floor into these holes, but they're all proud of the numbers are getting at Whole Bible, and the offering plates are just filled full every night at the Whole Bible. Also poisonous gases. Something's coming up from the ground that fills the sanctuary and is knocking people out, harming their lungs and killing people that way too. The poisonous gases that occasionally belch into the sanctuary.
Well, if you're already fighting coronavirus or risking it, you definitely don't want that on top of it. That don't sound like the Lord's enticing anybody to come to church by putting dangerous gas out to me. But that's again, I'm not with that doctrine or whatever. I don't belong to that church, so I don't.
It found out the gases can be a mask. You use a mask, it pretty much filters out the poisonous gases.
What?
But they can't. Nobody will wear a mask because nobody's going to tell me what to have on my face or breathe through to worship.
Okay, fine. You never think maybe the good Lord give you common sense? We say let your preacher do the surgery on you. You got to have your gallbladder out. Do you want the doctor or the preacher? I want the doctor, but you maybe want the preacher to go at least meet him and pray with him, and everything work out.
I mean, let the preacher take a shot. Maybe he'll find out he's supposed to be a doctor.
No.
Maybe the preacher is so tight with God because he preaches all the time that God says, I'll give you the hands of a doctor that just died and come up here to heaven.
No.
For a minute. Look, Jackie, this country was made for freedom of religion for everybody.
I know that.
Except the Indians we stole it from.
Oh, yeah.
And the black people we brung over here, whatever they were doing back there. And then I guess Chinese people we needed to build. Look, this country was founded on freedom of religion on the backs of a lot of people who did not, unfortunately, have the right religion. But for a lot of people, it was founded on freedom of religion. Well, and I am not going to let coronavirus or giant sinkholes or poisonous gases or the night weasels do anything to stop me from worshiping how I see fit. The night weasels they're hard to explain. They're like
what?
They're like
a weasel.
Well, they're kind of weasels, but they're made of shadow and fang. They long like a slinky, and they tall as an almond dog. And they claws. You hear them going around the ceiling as they circle in the walls. Their faces claiming the light as they. Save for their three, they got these three red glowing eyes that scan the room constantly for your neck.
Well, in that church defense, a mask ain't going to help you with that.
No.
Pat and I'm so sorry. Good grub, cat cuddling club.